Manchester United have booked their place in the final at Wembley. Yet again, it's going to be another Manchester derby final in the FA Cup. But Jesus Christ, were they close to bottling a 3-goal lead. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yesterday's video is going to centre around the incredible FA Cup semi-final that played out at Wembley today between Manchester United and Coventry City, where Manchester United were once 3-0 up. It seems like a long time ago that United were 3-0 up and seemingly cruising to another FA Cup final. And then all of a sudden, Coventry managed to pull off an incredible comeback, managed to take it all the way to penalties. And then in the penalty shootout, it was heartbreak for the Championship side as the Premier League outfit managed to outsave, whatever you want to call it, in the penalty shootout to obviously go on and win by 4 penalties to 2 in United's favour. Erik ten Hag and Manchester United survive another day in the FA Cup. They are going through to the final for a replay of last year's. A lot of talk about replays. This is going to be a replay of last year's final, of course, where those two teams meet. It's another Manchester derby in the FA Cup final for this year. An incredible game that played out before our very eyes today. We're going to be talking all about that. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, everything else in between on today's game between Coventry and Man United. Love to know your thoughts and feelings on this one, especially from United fans. Are you happy with the result and nothing more? Or did the performance let you down today, especially when you were 3-0 up, to bottle it and almost lose it completely in the way that you did? Let me know about them kind of thoughts and feelings down below in the comment section. Would love to hear from you all on that kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Manchester United. Let's talk Coventry. Look, first and foremost, congratulations, Coventry. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. If I wanted to be banterous, I'd probably say that it was an incredible upset that Man United pulled off against the Championship outfit. But no, let's be real, let's be honest. Coventry left it all out there, as I said they would. And although they wouldn't have liked to have been 3-0 down, again, there were just moments from United that worked in their favour and worked really well. The goals were well taken. And Coventry were just outdone seemingly by the quality of United and the individual quality at that of Man United. For the most part, the build-up play for the first goal was very good, but then afterwards, not properly defending from a corner, I would say. And then the third goal, Bruno Fernandes, very well taken again. But yeah, I would have thought Coventry may have probably caved in at that point, but they kept going. They kept going. They kept going. They kept going, and they kept going. And in the end, the subs of Erik ten Hag seemingly tilted the game more and more so in Coventry's favour. And that's where they managed to get life from. First, Ellis Sims makes it 3-1. Then, a very fortunate deflection off Aaron Wan-Bissaka makes it 3-2. And then, in stoppage time of normal play, there is a penalty awarded. Now, here's my grievance with the penalty. It is a penalty first and foremost. There's no doubt about it. My grievance is, if that is a handball, then the one on Jack Grealish yesterday is definitely a handball. And I said in yesterday's review, that is a handball, so this is a handball as well. Both are handballs. One was given, one was out. So in one way, I can feel a little bit sorry for United that obviously they watched their City rivals get one go for them, and then them today go against them. But both are penalties. Both are Stonewall penalties, and both should have been penalties, but one was given, one was out. It again shows the inconsistencies of refereeing. It shows the inconsistency of VAR standards that was involved again today. Again, I don't understand how you can. I know obviously VAR was used in both games in this round, but I don't understand how you can go through an entire competition with VAR only be used in certain games and not others. It does seem a little bit unfair and a little bit crazy to me that is still a thing. But regardless of that, VAR again in the mud for that one, for that particular one. Crazy to me. One was given, one wasn't. The inconsistency of that, completely ridiculous. I said that yesterday. And then from the resulting penalty, it's coolly converted. In extra time, both teams hit the post, but overall take it to penalty shootout. Casemiro steps up and does his best Bernardo Silva impression with, again, a terrible penalty by his standards. I really think he's phoning it in now. I really think he's on that much good... I think he's really on that good of a paycheck, should I say, that he doesn't want to retire just yet. He's really rinsing United for every penny he can get, but really, he just can't be bothered now. He's just phoning it in. I guess when he saw Højlund score, he was like, "Oh, I've got another game to play." No, but in all seriousness, Casemiro, poor penalty to start things off, and then you're thinking this could be Coventry's right here. They scored their first two, but then missed the third. Missed the third, missed the fourth, and by then it's all up to Rasmus Højlund to wrap the game up for Manchester United, and he does so very coolly to get Manchester United into the final. They advance to Wembley yet again. For an FA Cup final with Manchester City. Again, if I want to be banterous here, I will say that it probably will be an easier final for Manchester City now than it would have been if Coventry had got through. In all honesty, United seem to really panic whenever it's Manchester City involved, and I would expect them to panic again there. The only thing that may be different is that they may not lose the game within 13 seconds like they did last year. But I want to talk about the performance of United for right here, right now. I think regardless of the result, Ten Hag is a dead man walking. You can't be 3-0 up against a championship side, or against anybody for that matter. You can't be 3-0 up and bottle it in the way that you did. A one-off game... You may say, like, it's extremely frustrating, it's stupid and it's horrible, but in football that can somewhat happen. But in this kind of scenario, FA Cup, 3-0 up against a championship side, you're Manchester United, you've got individual talent aplenty on huge, major, massive money. You can't be doing that. You can't be dropping that kind of performance towards the end and barely scraping it. Because remember, Coventry scored what looked like a winner. And it was just by the toenail. The mere toenail of the striker that caused the VAR to call it as offside. Now, I'm annoyed as much as the next guy. Like, offside is offside, and I 100% get that. But I also see it as, well, the defender wasn't going to get there anyway. Is he really gaining much of an advantage by a single toenail being offside? That's what I've called into question a lot. I understand the rules, and I understand the definitive, how black and white it is, whether it is or isn't offside. And I think it's really harsh on Coventry, but unfortunately those are the rules, and I 100% get that and I understand that. But they were a whisker away from Man United from completely bottling it, to the point where Coventry could have been the ones to go through on the night. And it would have been a phenomenal FA Cup story. It would have been miraculous, and it would have kept the magic of the FA Cup well and truly alive if that was to happen. But overall, United, I don't think you can call this a major success. Yes, you got through to the final, and at the end of the day, in these kinds of competitions, the results are what matters most. If you go on and win this competition from here, not that I think it's likely that you will against City, but let's say that you do, no one is going to look back at this semi-final and be like, you know what, you got extremely lucky there. This is tainted because of that. No, they're gonna look at it and go, you were worthy winners. You won the competition fair and square, whatever. It was just one of those very fortunate mad cup runs that you get every now and again of a team that, with all things considered and with all due respect, I'm not trying to be hyperbole or anything along them lines when I say it, or kind of see it from a rival fan's perspective as being bitter or anything. But you've not been great all season. In these knockout competitions, especially, you've survived on moments, as you have in the Premier League, and you've managed to get through purely based on it being a knockout competition, a one-off game every now and again that has ultimately saw you through to the next round to build to a final. And you've had a very fortunate run. With the exception of maybe Liverpool, you've had a very fortunate run. And even in that Liverpool one, you can say, well, you got them at home, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to be bitter. I'm just trying to explain it from what everybody will be saying. But at the end of the day, if you win it, you win it. No one's going to look back on these kinds of things and point the fingers at that. They're going to just say, you won it. You weren't necessarily the best, but you managed to get through when it mattered most. Erik ten Hag makes it to his second FA Cup final in 2 years. Despite the result, the performance in the final half an hour or so was abysmal, was dreadful, and I think it needs to be completely called out by United fans. It can't be left just as, well, we got the result, that's all that matters, let's move on. It needs to be called out. I want to know why there are people still backing this guy as being the guy to take United forward when you've clearly gone backwards this season. I know people will go, well, we've had a lot of injuries and we've had this and we've had that and we've had the other. You've had a whole new squad over the past 2 years that has gone backwards. Injuries or not, he's still not playing the football that he was brought in to play. He's still not done the things that he said he would do. He's still not talking like he's a proper Man United manager. He's still not talking like he's in full control of what is happening at that club right now. And that's not good enough. If I was a United fan, I would be saying that's not good enough. I'm from the outside as a rival fan, as a Liverpool fan, going, that's not good enough. The performance wasn't good enough, but the result is there for all to see. Coventry, like I said, they can keep their heads held high. They did absolutely amazing. They gave that game everything that they got. And I said in the preview that they would give it everything that they had. I said in the preview that they'd leave it all out there. And that is exactly what they did. I said in the preview that it's going to be a game that relies on moments. And that's exactly what it was. A game that relied on moments. And in the end, the individual quality and the experience of Manchester United prevailed. Because when it mattered most, when it came down to the penalty shootout, that's where them key players for Man United stepped up. And that's where the inexperience of the Coventry players, you know, unfortunately shined through for them. They were very unfortunate not to get that winning goal at the end. He's marginally offside, but as I said before, offside is offside. I do think the rule needs to be looked at. Offside is offside. Handball, the handball thing. What is handball? What isn't handball? I asked the same question yesterday. I'm still none the wiser, but I know for a fact that was handball. If what we were saying yesterday was handball, that definitely was handball. I know it does seem a little bit harsh on Wan-Bissaka because, you know, where else is his arm meant to be? It's still stretched out. It's still stretched out behind him, and I would still say it blocks a goal-scoring opportunity. So, yeah. Unfortunate, very unfortunate as far as what Coventry are concerned. But yeah, Man United once again get through. And they're going to meet their City rivals in the final once again. Like I say, a replay of last year's FA Cup final. Manchester United will take on Manchester City at Wembley. FA Cup final. And it should be another win for City. I said yesterday that no matter who they get in the final, it should be a win for City regardless. Again, United could rely on moments. It could be another one-off game in which City don't really turn up to. and United do. Obviously, a lot can happen between now and then in terms of players getting injured and things of that nature. So there is time for the tide to change a little bit, I would say. But at the same time, United shouldn't be winning that game. It should be all City's for the taking. City should go into it as the favourites. City should be claiming another FA Cup triumph. And City should be walking away with successfully defending their FA Cup crown for the second year in a row. Yeah, we'll obviously have to see how that goes at Wembley. But Manchester will be, or London will be turning into Manchester, or that part of London will be turning into Manchester for when the FA Cup final does roll into town. Like I say, unfortunate for Coventry. Thought they were excellent to battle the way that they did, particularly towards the end, and take their moments when they mattered most. As for United, capitalised on some moments. Didn't think it was perfect by them at all. But, again, you would have expected them to have put the game to bed and controlled the game better than what they actually did. I'd call it a disgraceful performance overall. An awkward game because they did get the win in the end. They did get the result in the end. They are going to Wembley in the end yet again in a final this time. But yeah, overall the performance was dreadful. And again, they got very, very fortunate in the victory and the triumph that they received today. But that's all of the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Manchester United versus Coventry? What do you make of the game itself? What do you make of Manchester United prevailing in this game and marching on through to the final? What do you make of Coventry's performance? What do you make of the final between both Manchester clubs that's coming up in several weeks' time? And what do you make of Erik ten Hag? Is he a dead man walking? What do you make of the performance overall today? Anything along those lines, I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings are something that I cannot wait to read down below. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.